Hi everybody, it's Ross Cook Balancing. Welcome tonight. Glad you're here. Tonight we're going to talk about love. And yeah, there's still nothing is possible without love. And we're going to not get into the binary sense of it or whatever. We're just going to talk about love for a moment. You know, the only important thing is to follow nature. Famous quote. The only important thing is to follow nature. A tiger should be a good tiger. A tree should be a good tree. And a person should be a what? Good person. And one must follow their nature and go alone and admit that in the importance of the world, some things are going to be unexpected. That's important in the world. It's important that you go alone and you go along with the idea that it's going to be there. So again, a tiger to be a good tiger, a tree to be a good tree, a person to be a good, genuine good person, cognizant of their nature, and ready to go along with the idea of admitting that the importance of the unexpected in the world. Still, nothing is possible without love. Love puts you in a mood to risk and not withhold important elements of your life. Not withhold the important elements of your life. It allows you to risk. That's Carl Jung. Carl Jung. Still, nothing is possible without love. Love puts you in a mood to risk and not withhold important elements. Amazing, huh? There is a simplicity and a depth we need. It is about awakening to the truth of love in you. Awakening it within you. The curious paradox is, and I don't know if there's such a paradox that isn't curious, but a curious paradox is when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. Then I can get closer to whatever it is I want. And in this case, we're talking about love. And we're talking about a big love. We're talking about abiding love, a perpetual love, an eternal love, a constant love, and a deep love and never-ending love. Okay, so we're talking that as follow your nature to that love. And if something's in the way or it's hectic or too fast, then you have to work through it, literally realizing that the world's going to be unexpected. But the goal and the focus is to find the nature in love. That's what would allow you to be a good tiger, a tree, a person. There's an old question they used to ask in these kind of discussions that said, if your house were on fire, what important thing would you take? And Tristan Bertrand said, well, I would take the most important thing close to the door. And Jean Cocteau said, well, I'd take the fire. I'd take the fire outside. There is a simplicity and a depth of understanding what's going on in a minute that's really important to where you go from there. And abiding love. Still, nothing is possible without love because love puts you in a mood to risk and not withhold important elements. I had a client a number of years ago who had to go to sleep centers and had sleep tests and just couldn't sleep through the night, and it was really wearing and the health was starting to wane, and eventually she came to me and I sat down and visited with her, and I said, what are the things you love in your world? And you know what she said? She said the thing she loved more than almost anything in the world was going to sleep. It was her favorite thing to do. Get everything just adjusted just right and go fall off that, just drifting into sleep. So she had, because she loved it so much, gotten in the habit of waking herself multiple times a night so that she could readjust and drift off to sleep again. Wow, amazing. That here was this, she had found something she truly loved and wanted to do it more and more, and it had a lot of price attached to it. What do you take outside? You take the fire? Take other things? What do you take outside? What is your abiding love? You know what the interesting thing with her, as soon as we discussed the paradox of loving herself just the way she was, that it was okay to loving going to sleep that much, that she could love going to sleep that much, and it was okay. As soon as she found out it was okay to do that, what is that? That's finding her own nature, following her own nature. As soon as she got one with it was okay to go to sleep like that and love it with that great abiding love, you know what happened? She could sleep through the night. She could get all that love for going to sleep in a way that then partnered with her health. Rather than chasing the symptomology of health, we went to the core of abiding love within her that she had defined, and it was causal in many, many factors in her life. We all have them. It wasn't a matter that she couldn't sleep. It was a matter that she hadn't given herself permission to love enough and allow that to be enough and then build on top of that. Okay? Still, nothing's possible without love. Love puts you in a mood to risk and makes you not withhold important elements of your life. So you can play in those things. You can understand there's going to be difficulty. There's going to be the unexpected, and you can still stay in love. You're worth it. If nobody's told you they love you today, I'm telling you right now, you're important. And you're loved. Let me just raise my hand. I'll love you. It's okay. Today. The goal is to find that thing inside of you, that true nature that you can love within yourself. I'm Ross Cook with the Center of Balance and Effective Communication. We have just magical things happening in our practices and in our lives and people around us. We're just so excited and happy for the successes that are going on around, and people learning to follow their true nature and to follow love and watch their life just explode in abiding love and the connections that come from it. We'll talk to you again soon. Be well. Choose to do something slightly differently. Track and follow your nature. And it's okay, you won't find it in a minute. And because life is unexpected, you won't be able to hold it that long, but we can talk about that another time. Just keep going back into that abiding love, and we'll talk again soon. And until then, this is Ross from the Center of Balance and Effective Communication and Jomo.